we're getting ready to start on our next process here in video 2. I wanted to show you the type of hair weaving string not to get. This one says hair weaving thread, okay, and it's by Donna. It's more of a silk type of silked out thread. I like to use the Annie weaving thread, the black, the 400 millimeter. What it does, it has more of a cottony type of thread, and it holds better. The other one is like it's waxed or slick. So you want to make sure that when you get your thread, that you get the Annie's weaving thread when you go over to your local Asian beauty supply in your city. Okay, we're getting ready to start the next process. Okay, all right, I'll be back just a second. All right, we have our net. When you're doing a 27-piece weave, you want to make sure that you have your net, because you're going to have to put this over there. I don't like to use the stretchy nets, you know. I don't like to use the stretchy nets that stretch. So if you're getting a net that stretches, you're getting the wrong type of net. So if you're going to get a weaving net, you want to make sure that it's the one that comes and it's just kind of square on the inside, and it kind of has a lot of it inside of it. It's not a cap or anything like that. Don't get a cap or stretch cap, because you won't be, it's going to stretch and stuff, and it's not going to hold. Okay, so what we're getting ready to do is sew this down. Okay, we're going to sew the net down. Now, when I go through, this is how you take it through. When I go through here, I grab that and pull it, hold your finger there and let it get tight. Now you want to make kind of like a knot, okay? So it'll go like this. You'll grab it, and then you'll pick some string up, and you're going to put your finger in the string and then grab your needle and pull it back. Make sure as you get closer right in here that you don't pull it tight. Pull it soft. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be so tight to where they cannot breathe, okay? So this is the next process of doing a 27-piece sew-in weave. You're going to have to sew that net down. And you can see we took those braids down kind of low, because we want to make sure that when we start her off with that short hair, that 1-inch hair, and that 27-piece hair, that it's going to go hard. Now if you're looking for a really great 27-piece hair, I'll tell you one. You can, there's a couple of them though. If you can, in your city, see if they have the Tyra. It's called Tyra, like Tyra Banks, but it's 27-piece hair, and what it is that it's almost like a Remy type of 27-piece hair, or you can use a Dreamweaver 27-piece hair. Don't go buy 27-piece hair and it costs you $8 or $7, because when you do that, you're going to have some cheap hair on your head, and it's not going to lay the way that you want it to lay. You know, you at least need to spend, you know, anywhere from $15 to $20 on a pack of 27-piece hair, okay? So this is our next process in video 2 of sewing down the net around the perimeter, you know. Going around that perimeter, and then there's another process that we have to do after we put on the net, so the hair will be able to hang as long as it can. And I'll show you once we get the net on and I begin to cut around the net, okay? And like I said, you know, once you build up your speed, you'll be able to do this pretty easy. But let me explain once again. When you're getting ready to tighten it up, hold that finger right here, hold it down so you can give it a little pressure so it's not just open and pulling and moving, and make sure that you don't pull that too tight, okay? It doesn't have to be tight, because remember, after you do this, you're going to go back and you're going to put some more thread in there when you're sewing down the hair. So it doesn't have to be tight. It's not going to come loose or anything like that though, you know. It's not going to come loose. It's going to stay in there, you know. But the biggest thing, like I was saying, is making sure that you be generous to your client And always make a mental note that you don't have to braid or sew down tight. And really, you don't want to sew hair in like you're stitching clothes. You got your needle so close together and stuff like that. That's going to make, you can have it about this much. Oh, I would say about, let's see, about that much apart from the top of there when you're doing it. But you don't have to do it really close though. You're not sewing down, you're not sewing your favorite sweater back together, and you gotta knit that thing to where it's just no air can get through it. Sewing weaves do not have to be sewed in like that. They're gonna last anyway. Okay. So as you can see, I am getting us prepared to get ready to start going in and cutting, and then we're gonna do one more process after this. I'm gonna show you one more process, and then we're gonna be on to video 3. Okay, video 3 is going to show you the placement and how you're going to put the 27 piece in, where you're going to start, how you have to make sure that your angles are right, because angles are everything when you're doing a weave. Okay, this method that I'm talking about right here for the 27 piece is actually called the horseshoe method. It's actually called the horseshoe method. Okay. Alright, so we'll go in and we're going to cut that. And, take your time when you're going around the ear and everything. When you start cutting, place your finger behind that so you don't cut her ear. And make sure that you don't cut it all the way close up in here to where you cut your string when you're cutting it around. So you're just going to snip it and take it on around. Make sure that you kind of get it close and snip off all that extra. Okay. Stay on the head, makeup. All right. All right, we're almost done with that. Okay. We're almost done with the process of cutting it around. Make sure when you get around the ear part over in here, that you use your finger to protect yourself so you don't cut the back of your client's ear. It doesn't take much to hit that ear right there, and then you're bleeding everywhere, and then you start to feel like you want to give it to them for free. And I just hate to see you on Judge Mathis, for cutting somebody's ear off. Okay, so take your time. You don't have to rush this game. You don't have to rush this game. Okay, so we're just about doing our outline, and we are done. So you can see from the top all the way down that we have taken this all the way around, and she is together. She is fully covered. Amen. Okay. Alright, so we're getting ready to start our next process. Now the next process that you're going to have to do once you put on your net for your 27 piece after the braiding process, you want to go to the store and get you say that if you're going to do a quick weave, you want to have your black cap, because you're going to have to put a black cap on here over this to start your sewing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let you see the process of the cap being put on. Okay, now what you'll do, now if I were you, I wouldn't use the 27 piece cap that comes in the 27 piece cap, because what happens is it'll be a lot tighter. So when you go to the beauty supply and you want to get you a wig cap, just tell them to give you one at your Asian beauty supply. That these are behind the counter. Tell them you want a wig cap from behind the counter. They're much looser and they stretch good. Okay, after that, we're going to come, and from the top all the way over, we're going to put the net on. We're going to put the cap on. Okay, now the reason why, you see, we got that right here. So when you get ready to sew a 27 piece in, you don't want to have that right there. So the reason we use a cap over it, because your first sew ins that you start to do, you're going to sew onto the actual cap, and you're going to work your way up. You'll start working your way up as you sew it in. So you have to have a cap on to be able to do that. I'm going to take you around and kind of let you see how we got that cap placed. You want to make sure that you take your time and pull your cap down. Pull your cap down. Straighten it up. Take your time doing it. Making sure that the sides are all the way in, okay? Making sure that the sides are all the way in, okay? So we're going to bring this down just a little bit. All right, and we're in the house, okay? And we're going to pull this back just a little bit up in here because we want it to be kind of right around the line. You don't want it too far down on the head. You want to keep it real close to that first braid, okay? That first braid that's right up in there, you know, when you're sizing it out for the front part, okay? So we are right over in here, and we are ready to start our full sew and weave. All right then, well, we're going to move on to video number 3, and that's going to start our process for the full sew in 27-piece weave. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next video.